Jesus came out and went, as was his custom, to the Mount of Olives, and the disciples followed him. When they arrived at the place, Jesus said to them, "Pray that you will not be put to the test." Then he withdrew from them, about a stone's throw away, and knelt down on his knees and began to pray, saying, "Loving Father, if it is your will, take this cup away from me, but let your will be done, not mine." Then an angel from heaven came down to him to lend him strength as he prayed. And in his anguish he prayed even more and more earnestly, and his sweat fell to the ground like great drops of blood. When Jesus had finished praying, he got up, and he went back to where he had left the disciples, only to find them sleeping on the ground, worn out from their grief. He said to them, "Why are you sleeping? Get up! Pray! Pray that you will not be put to the test."
While Jesus was still talking to his disciples at the Garden of Gethsemane, a crowd appeared, led by Judas, one of the 12. And Judas approached Jesus to give him a kiss. But Jesus said, "Judas, you would betray the man of humankind with a kiss?" And those around Jesus, his followers, seeing what was coming, cried out, "Lord, shall we strike with our sword?" And one struck the slave of a high priest and cut off his right ear. And Jesus said, "No, no more of this." And he touched the man, and he healed him. And then Jesus said to the high priests and the officers of the temple police and the elders, all who had come for him, and he said, "Why are you coming at me with swords and clubs as though I were a robber, when you have stood by me day by day in the temple, never making a move to lay a hand on me? But now is your hour to act, when the power of darkness reigns."
Then the officers seized Jesus and led him away, bringing him into the high priest's house. But Peter was following at a distance. The crowd had kindled a fire in the middle of the courtyard and sat down together. Peter sat among them. Then a servant girl, seeing Peter in the firelight, stared at him and said, "This man also was with Jesus." But he denied it, saying, "Woman, I do not know him." Shortly afterward, someone else saw him and said, "You are one of them too." But Peter said, "Man, I am not." Then, about an hour later, still another kept insisting, "Surely this man also was with Jesus, for he is a Galilean." But Peter said, "My friend, I do not know what you are talking about." At that moment, while he was speaking, the rooster crowed. The Lord turned and looked at Peter. Then Peter remembered the word of the Lord and how he had said to him, "Before the rooster crows today, you will deny me 3 times." And Peter went out and wept bitterly.